Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Eric here in the school garden. We are back for another video. Before we get into today's video, make sure that you like this video, subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell to be notified when we drop new videos, which is every single week. We're back to dropping new content for you guys. We've been off for about 2 weeks because we've been in the mode of having garden sessions with the students here back in this garden. Over there we have started to have the students remove a lot of the weeds. We've been having a lot of conversation around weeds and just stating to the students how, or not stating, but like having conversations on how weeds are more so native species of plants that are growing in the garden. We want the students to understand that every plant has a purpose, and some plants may be for repelling certain insects. They may be a food source for different insects and things like that. But that's neither here nor there. In today's video, we are going to be focusing on 10 plants that, well, 10 vegetables and herbs that you could be starting right now for your fall garden. We're here in Georgia, so we have 2 months, this month, September, October, and a little bit of November to grow more produce in our gardens. So that's what we're focusing on right now. And in this video, we're gonna just talk about different vegetables and herbs, 10, that you can be starting right now in your garden, whether that is outdoors or indoors, okay? So let's get started. Okay, so for number 10, we're gonna start with carrots. And we have a lot of different varieties, and hopefully they are not falling out of their packets. But one carrot that we really liked growing last growing season, which was a few months ago, because that's when we harvested the last few carrots that were in the garden. That was back in March. No, I'm wrong. January, March, June. It was like the end of May, early June, that we harvested the last few carrots that were in the garden growing. But these tender sweet carrots, they grow so well in containers. That's how we grew them. We grew them in 12-gallon size buckets. And each bucket had at least 24 carrots in them. And they were at least, I would say, 3 to 4 feet in length. And like that round. And they were pretty good, a pretty good size. They grow very well. As long as you keep the soil moist, the carrots will germinate. And you want to keep the soil moist because they are very small seeds and they need that water, the moisture, in order to germinate and break that outer shell that they have. We haven't grown these yet, even though the packet's open. They have not germinated well for us. These G.R.A.P.E carrot, short and sweet carrots. We're gonna try our hand at it again this year. Hopefully it works. Some other varieties that we have are Danvers 126 and the Long Imperator 58, which is a longer carrot. What else? I think we have a lot of the same varieties. We have this red cord Chantilly. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything else is the same variety that we just discussed. So we're gonna start new carrots in buckets in probably this upcoming week with the students. And we're gonna just discuss how they can easily start them in their buckets, because each student gets their own bucket and their own plant in order to take care of it throughout the rest of the semester. If you follow us on TikTok or Instagram, I believe, you would have known that we grew beets recently this past year, and they grew very well. We harvested 2 beets, and for some reason they keep falling out of their packet. But we grew beets, and it was a very successful situation where we grew them right over here in this long row, and we harvested them at least like 2 to 3 months after they were planted as a seed. So we directly sowed them over here in this row, and they actually grew through June and a little bit of July. And that was pretty impressive because, you know, root crops normally, like turnips, beets, carrots, they don't like the heat at all. So it was very impressive that they actually grew through the first 2 summer months a little bit. And we harvested them. They were about that big, and they grew to a very nice size. So this year we're gonna try again and grow at least 50 plus more beets. So the variety, I just flung all the seeds. Oh no. So we have the Detroit dark red medium top beet. And then the other variety that we have is a tall top early wonder. We do want to try because we heard a lot of different gardeners here on YouTube discuss their love for I think it's Golden Boy. I may be wrong, I'm not sure, but I do believe it's the Golden Boy beet because it's a orange reddish colored beet, and it has like a sweeter flavor than the beets I just showed you. And most people like the sweeter version because the red version that I just showed you, the purple dark red, it can have an earthy taste to it, and that's just because it's growing in the ground. It's a root crop and it's soaking up all of those nutrients from the soil. So in the future, in the next coming months, we may try that Golden Boy beet, but if not, we'll try next semester in the spring. We're going to be trying our hand again, of course, with growing onions and garlic, which are the next 2 crops that we love, and that you can, depending on your climate and how your weather is going for your area, you can start your onions and garlic now, because I know some areas are going directly into the winter season right now, and they don't really have a fall per se. So if you have the opportunity, go ahead and get your onion seeds started, or you can, I know some people grow them from sets, which we did grow them. We grew them from sets that you can get at Lowe's or Home Depot or your local gardening center, the little onion bulb sets. We started some onions from that, and then we also started onions from, I don't know what you would call it, like that half-grown onion already. We started onions from in that method, and then we also started onions as seeds. So we try every method to see which method does best in the garden and in our climate, and that did best. We always grow our garlic from garlic that we purchase from the grocery store, and every time we have a great success. As you see going past your screen now, this is us this past year with harvesting over 200 heads of garlic, and that was such a fun moment for us because we exceeded our actual goal of growing over 150. We actually grew 200, so that was kudos to us and the students for all their hard work that they put into it. The next crops are herbs. So we have cilantro, parsley, and dill. Those plants, those herbs are actually growing right now in the greenhouse. We wanted them to be started early so that we could have some type of harvest of them before the fall season is over, because we won't have too many weeks of this cool, slightly warm but more so cool weather, and we want to have access to all the produce that we can before the winter comes, because during the winter the only plants that will be out here are the garlic, or the onions and the cabbages that have already grown to a point where they can handle the colder temperatures. So that's why we're starting all of our plants right